Alana, welcome to Action A Go Go.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Very nice meeting you. And I actually got to enjoy your work before on Domonique.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to interview Oksana and the director, and that was a very fun movie. Of course, we're here to talk about Diablo, and I just wanted to start off. I was floored by your performance. You were fantastic in the film.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so you go through a lot in the movie. Obviously, it's an action film, very
Yeah.
intense. Yeah. So how do you prepare for that emotionally and all that good stuff you do as an actress?
It was a new challenge for me. As you saw in Dominic, it's quite different, but at the same time, it has a little bit of connection, because it's an action movie. But it was a whole different thing and a new challenge for me with more responsibilities because this is a main character, the Alyssa, the whole story goes around Alyssa. So it was a big responsibility, a new challenge, and that's why I said yes because it was out of my comfort zone. So I just enjoyed it.
Awesome, awesome. And I wanted to say this. At times I was, don't take this the wrong way, at times I was a bit more scared of you than Marco. A lot of the the energy and the banter you had with Scott, of course, was very funny. There, my daughter's Colombian. I think you're a year older than her, but you said a line in there. I don't want to spoil it, but when I'm hungry, I get angry, and I was like, oh my God, she is Colombian. Man, this is hitting home.
She's such a strong character. Alyssa, she's she's a whole different girl. Like she's not a normal teenager, let me tell you. And the way that we create Alyssa, with Ernesto and also Scott. The fun fact is that when I did the casting, the audition, I talked to Ernesto before sending the last audition, the callback, we can call it. And he was like, Alana, I want you to do it whatever you want to do it. Like I'm not gonna tell you who's Alyssa or how I want it to be. Like do whatever you want to do. I was okay, this is my moment to shine. So I did. I created this whole new character with a strong mind, super mature, but at the same time she's ready and she doesn't care about anything. Like she's just her. Like she's chill, but at the same time she could kill a guy and she doesn't care. So I created this character, but you can tell, as you said, that she's super Colombian as Alana.
And of course, you spend a lot of time with Scott Adkins. He's a trained martial artist, and I mean, he's an amazing, actor and martial artist, human being sort of thing. And of course, there's Marco as well. Now, did you do any training yourself, or how did that go?
Yes, I did. I trained was we start training in general 2 weeks before. It was like a pre-set, pre-workout, in general, pre-production before actually shooting the movie. That's where I met Scott for the first time, also Marcos and the whole team, the whole crew. And we train a lot. I have pictures with him training. He was teaching me like the techniques of how to fight, how to put your arms, how to defend yourself. My main purpose, me as a Lisa doing Diablo, is that when you're watching the movie, you're like, damn, this girl is ready. This girl knows how to fight. This girl knows everything. So that's why I wanted to learn and I wanted to be prepared. So when I was doing my guns and stuff and shooting, I was eating. Like I know how to do this. I don't care if I shoot you. I don't care if I kill you. So I was preparing a lot, and thank God I had the opportunity to prepare and study as a stunt, train with stunts, combat and in general, and also with Dominique. I had also a good amount of preparation, and in different series in Colombia, also I trained. So it was a challenge for me, but I was familiar with it.
Excellent, excellent. And I try to go through your filmography, but have you been in more action films, or is this your second action film after Dominique?
This is my second action after Dominic, but I already done 5 movies in general, and one it's we're waiting for it. It's in post production. It hasn't released yet, but I've been acting since I was 4 years old, so I have a long career now.
You're an old hat at this. That's excellent.
Yes.
were there any parts of the film or any scenes that were particularly difficult for you? I can think of one that may have been hard, but broad strokes, anything like that? You don't need to give too many spoilers or anything.
It's not a spoiler because it's in the trailer, so we're good. But the hard one was the end of the movie. That is the one where I'm yelling and screaming like a crazy. Cause it was a big long sequence of fighting, and also it was a lot of energy going on, sentimental stuff, and a lot of emotions going on in the at the same time. And the thing is, like, we were two teams. So the first team was in charge of Marcos and Scott, cause it was this set, right? This machine thing, all thing, and the first floor they were shooting fights. That is the sequence, right? And then it was happening the upstairs thing that I'm not gonna say, but you can tell in the trailer, right? And it was we were shooting at the same time. So it was crazy because meanwhile they were fighting, I was yelling. So I helped them to get into character and be more crazy and desperate to kill each other, you know? And it got such a crazy environment that Scott paused the set, the scene, and he went like to a girl to crew, and he went like, is he Alan okay? Like, why is she yelling so bad? Like, it's is she okay? Like, and then I saw him, and he goes like, Alana, you were crazy. Like, what the heck? And I was like, you can tell that I'm a good actress. And they called the police and everything because they thought they were killing somebody, and it was all me, all me. So yeah, it was the hardest one.
So you had enough energy, you had enough vibe to make Scott stop and just to make sure everything's okay. Like this guy who's throwing fists all day and jumping around, he's like, "Oh my God."
No, no, no. And we make such a great connection that I could say that he actually takes care of me when I was in set. You know, he was worried about me, and he wanted to teach me a lot of things, and we were it's weird how we make such a fast connection that like it felt like I knew him from a long time ago, and he was my friend, you know, and I could talk to him whatever I want. So it was funny, and we had a good time together in set.
That's excellent. Well, because obviously you spend a lot of time together. You're the heart and soul of the movie in that sense. Did you do a lot of preparation with Scott and Marco, or did you do a lot of rehearsals with Scott, or how did that work out?
We had a lot of practice, but also I didn't. This is a funny fact because with Marcos, I had like 4 or 5 scenes, just me and him. But either way, he's chasing me all the time. But we had just like 2 or 3 scenes together, and I didn't have time to actually like fight with him or learn. It was all the time with Scott. But one of the scenes that it's the Apple one, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's one of the best scenes in a Corvo and Alyssa. Like that's my favorite one, and it was such a long scene. It was super late, and also I throw the apple in his eye in one shot, and it was so funny. But I had to like watch the fights, just Scott and Marcos together, and I have the privilege to saw it in live, and it was really good. It was really good, and I could tell that if it looks good in person, in screen it's gonna look way better. Way better.
Excellent, excellent. And of course, this is shot in Colombia. You are Colombian. Was this your hometown? Or what how'd that work out for you?
Yes, it was my hometown. I was so happy. I'm from Bogota, Colombia, the main city of Colombia, and I was so grateful, and I was happy that like Scott had the chance, to come to Colombia, and you know, knew this culture and knew these amazing people that we are, and also Marcos, because he's from Chile, so he doesn't know Colombia that much, and all the crew, also Ernesto, and like bunch of the crew, it was from here, from LA, or from United States, or from Chile. So it was a pretty new place for them, and I was so happy. I have videos of Scott learning how to speak Spanish, and it's oh my God, it's like a treasure in my phone. It's so funny, and all the time with el sombrero volteado, that is like a hat, like a characteristic hat from Colombia. So I put him the hat, and he was talking Spanish. It was hilarious. It was so funny, and also with the plates, Colombia food and everything. He was so happy in Colombia. Like I would love to be with him again in Bogota.
Excellent, excellent. And I'm sure you took the time to explain to Marco that Colombian food is much better than Chilean food, right? Like that had to be established and settled, right?
Had a little fight, argue about that. But yeah, for sure.
So
It's
tell me
like
more. Tell me more. This is the I want to hear about the fights behind the scenes. What did he say? What did
that was the real fight. I'm like, no, no, no. We talk about it, but also Ernesto and Marcos, they were like oh, like giving like this little opportunity to the Colombian food. You know, that we're like, okay, I'm gonna give him a chance to like it. And I was like, okay. And he tasted it and he was like, damn, it's really good. And the fact that he eats a lot of protein, so the beef, it's perfect in Colombia. So he was glad and he was eating a lot.
Of course, of course, of course. Now, what? Just to go back to the movie real quick. Our time is short, of course, unfortunately. What do you want people to take away from this movie, or what your character goes through in this movie? Anything like that? Big, you know.
I would say just to have fun watching it because it's a hard story. There's a lot going on, and I know that like it's a story that you can't stop watching. Like you can't. It's you locked in the movie and you can't stop. You know, there's no break. So just I would say to have fun watching it, to make plans, hang out with your friends, and go watch Diablo with your family too, and also connect with the characters. I would say every single character in the movie has a background, has a story, and we made it with so much love that I know that everyone's gonna like it. I hope so.
Well, I loved it. I had a lot of fun. It hit home for me. I was thinking about my own Colombian daughter while watching you on screen. Oh my God, is she going to make it? But Alana, fantastic work, and thank you so much for your time. It's an honor talking to you, and I hope we get to talk about many more action movies to come for you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you.
This is Derek Scarzella. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching or enduring. If you're feeling generous or even just mildly entertained, please like, subscribe, and comment to support the channel. I know you've got opinions. Don't even try to deny it. Drop them in the comments. Argue with me. Argue with each other. You are officially invited to engage in glorious internet combat. You can also find me on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Instagram's awkward little brother, and the granddaddy of them all, Facebook. Oh, and while I've still got your attention, my novels The Vicious Game and Knuckle Crack Bone are up on Amazon. They're unapologetically gritty, punch you in the face crime stories with rave reviews. If you give them a shot, I'd be honored. Thank you again for watching. Rest well, hero. You're home.